Live.
Yeah!
Due to some violent content, parental discretion is advised.
Here we go.
Well, I don't know what this thing is. I think it's a strip show, dance show.
Work there, dude.
Welcome to
DeaconLive.
DeaconLive.
Live.
Well,
Welcome back, guys. On this week's show, everything you need to know about 3G going away, and why isn't my Bentley here that I ordered, and also eating leftovers could cost you an arm and a leg, and sorry, little baby, Uncle Sam wants a cut too. All this and much, much more will be discussed here on DeaconLive. How are you? How are things? How are things going? Are you doing okay? I always check on you because I'm always worried about you, and make sure you can follow us and do all the stuff that links us to you and you to us. Go over to Prophet Radio, PROPHET Radio. Click on social contacts. That way I can keep track of you. Make sure that you're doing okay, that you're getting along with this whole pandemic thing. They're slowly opening up the doors. They're slowly letting people out on the streets now. And I say letting them out. We've been doing it for years. They're just officially saying it now. They're dropping mask mandates everywhere, left and right. And we'll dive into that here later on in the show. I have been debating back and forth to either go to the gym or get myself some kind of motivation here at the house. Now, for those of you who don't know, we broadcast just outside of Charlotte, North Carolina, a beautiful little town we like to call Marshville. We sit on about 22 some odd acres. Hold on. Excuse me. Hey, got my show beers going. We sit on about 22 some odd acres here. We have livestock, we have horses, equines, we have poultry, and we have domesticated animals as well. And a lot of road, a lot of terrain around here. We're not really sitting on top of anyone. So I ordered a bike. And when I say I ordered a bike, I ordered one of those nice, expensive cruising bikes that you see all the fucking retards driving down the highways are all in the lanes. On your left. And they got the freaking helmets on. They're all in day glow colors. Not me, man. I'm going old school. I'm going headphones, sunglasses, a pair of tennis shoes with maybe, my ankle socks, some basketball shorts, and a t-shirt that I've cut the sleeves off with. Cut the sleeves off of. That's how I'm riding my bike. And I'm riding it. It's a pleasure cruise. I might do 2-3 miles a day, come back home, and then start all my projects that I have here on the French. But my bike has not come in yet. So I did buy one. It's a 27-inch Eurotech. I don't know, man. You read the views on a lot of bicycles, or it's a mountain bike. It's some kind of hybrid. I don't know what it is. It's got the springs, but yet I can ride it on the road. So I got that, and, some of the reviews are good. Some of the reviews are bad. I don't know. I've never bought a bicycle, quote-unquote bicycle, off of Amazon. I was going to buy it off Walmart, and I'll get into Walmart here in a second. But I was like, I want a real nice bike, something that's going to survive. Now, speaking of Walmart, I came across an article that says that all the mountain bikes or all the cruiser bikes that they have, the larger adult bikes that Walmart sells, is set up for failure. The welds aren't good. The bike is set for, as soon as you buy it, it might be like $200. Within a year's time, you're going to the bike shop and having repairs done on it. And the repairs, of course, can get costly on that. So I did not opt for the Walmart bicycle, even though they got Mongoose and I think they got Schwinn. They're like low-level bicycles. They're not really Eurotech or whatever what's the one bike? Gary Schiffer. Is it Gary Schiffer? Gary Schiffer. I don't know. A friend of mine had it. It was like $800 for that bike, and he ended up smoking crack and selling it. So speaking of Walmart as well, I was in the Walmart, my trials and tribulations with Walmart, and the people in Walmart, they're just like blinders on the sides of their face. A lot of them, they don't. And this is not just my Walmart. This is just my Walmart in this area. The people, the stamp, the graph of the people that live in this area. Every Walmart's different. You have the Karens and stuff. We don't have a whole lot of Karens. We just have morons that go to our Walmart. But you have an area that of Walmart or Walmarts in different areas where they have like the Karens where they freak out, you don't have a mask on, or you're not doing this right, and why don't you pay attention to your child? No, my Walmart's just a bunch of zombie, hay-eating, cut-eating, chewing people. I'm sorry. I'm going to say that because for the most part, now I'm from Orlando, Florida, born and raised. So the jib of my cloth is different than the jib of the cloth of the people that are up here in North Carolina, especially Marshville. Now, I like Marshville. I love the town that I live in. The people are great. They're a slower paced people, but for the most part, everything's great. So I'm walking in Walmart. And if you know anything about Walmart, you've got the main aisles that kind of circumference the store, you know, the big aisles, and they got the bulk sections out in the middle of the aisle. So technically it's like a 2-lane traffic. You know, people on this side go that way, people on that side go this way. But now they've closed a Walmart up the road from us, so they're getting this Walmart here. I know they closed an actual Walmart. Well, they were within, I think, 30 miles of each other, which is, I guess, is not good for business. And so this Walmart that I go to is getting all the overflow, and with all the overflow comes all the employees from that if they wanted to transfer over. And I walk in there and nobody looks like they're happy. Everyone's just kind of, you know, droopy dog face, walking around, shuffling their feet, no eye contact, no customer service whatsoever. And the reason why I say that is because I walked in and I'm going down the main aisle. And, you know, the bulk aisle's in the middle, so I'm on the left-hand side with all the toys and stuff on the toys and the bicycles and everything on my left, and the cross aisle over is all the linen and stuff and housewares. And in the center, they've got all the pallets that they're packing out, and I'm walking, and I got to get to the other side, but I can't. There's no break in the aisle where they packed out they've got all pallets with all the pack out stuff on it. So I push down, I go all the way down, I end up in automotive. Finally, I can cut across and come back the other side on the street. As I'm coming back on the other side of the street, girl I saw already packing out stuff, maybe early 20s, saw her name, it says Diane, something like that. Typical 20-year-old girl, female, hair cut down to about her shoulders, couple bleach, what's that, Billie Eilish type look, kind of bleach bangs or whatever, I fucking don't know. I'm out of touch with that. Carrying a box. And when I say carrying a box like you would carry a dog or a baby. You know, lower on your right-hand side, higher up on your left-hand side, kind of leaning on your shoulder. And I got a shopping cart, and she walks by me, and I did everything I possibly could to get out of her way. She's coming, head down, not paying attention, or eyes wandering off in space or whatever, and actually hits me. Boom. The box, when I say hits me, the box bumps me enough to where my body twists just a little bit, and she actually bounced, took a step back, readjusted her position, and then started walking around me. Not a thing was said. Nothing. Excuse me, I'm sorry, my apologies, I didn't see you there, are you okay, I'm sorry. Nothing. Bounce. Like a bumper car bounced off me, and then just kept right on the path that she was designed to go down the aisle. And I'm like, for real? Nothing? Zippo? That's all I get? Just a bounce and a bounce off. And then, so I'm walking around, I'm looking at my arm, and I got like a little red mark on my arm. And I'm like going, these motherfuckers. No wonder. You want, what do they say? $15 an hour? Give me a break. So, I mean, it just not that it made me upset. It made me upset that you didn't get the thank you. It's kind of like when you hold the door open for someone and they walk in and don't say thank you for holding the door open. It's that same feeling, that same effect that you get that I got when this girl, literally, I can see her coming at me with the box. I'm like, she's going to hit me. She's going to hit me. I'm trying to move over. I can't because the center aisle is packed out with all these pallets of boxes and stuff they're trying to get on the shelves, merchandise. And she bangs into me, and then, anyways, I know. Am I petty? What is the male? I was talking about Karen. What's the male? Chad? Something like that? Carl? So I didn't say anything to her. I was just kind of like, rolled my eyes in the back of my head. I'm like, well, here you are. This is your Walmart. This is a representation of the demographics of your town that you live in here. So there you go. All right, guys, when we come back, we got a big show to get into, lots to talk about, and we're going to talk about Airbnbs and cameras being put in Airbnbs, so stick around. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. Excuse me. Don't forget, for every podcast we do, we have matching video as well. And the way you see that is to make sure you like us on our Facebook feed, on our Twitch stream, and also our YouTube stream. Make sure you like, subscribe, and follow, and you can see us in real time as I'm waving to you and you to us as well. And if you want to be heard, we'd love to hear from you. And the way you be part of the show is go over to Prophet Radio, PROPHET Radio. Click on the Be Heard section, little blue bar, little blue hashtag flying around on the screen there somewhere. Click on that, opens up a microphone, and you can talk right into whatever device you're watching us on or listening to us from, and comes right to our inbox here, and we'll play it on this podcast if you get it on this show. If not, you can comment on any time. We'll play it on the very next podcast. Even podcasts we've done many years ago, we still have downloads and stuff from 2017. I know we've been doing the show that long. It's amazing. And so if you have any questions about those past shows or just want to ask me questions in general, you can do that. That's the Be Heard section on ProfitRadio.com. Now, someone who is calling it quits after 13 years. I'm sorry, after 14 seasons, the Wendi Williams show is now ending this June. Multiple outlets have reported that the longtime radio show host will now be back to her famous purple chair to cover hot topics and give advice to audience members in this long months hiatus due to her ongoing health cares. Comedian, actress, and former host of The View, Sherri Shepherd, will be taking over her daytime talk show slot. Now, what she's going to do is she's going to fill in for the rest of season 13, get that all up and going, and then from there, they're going to switch everything and make her the permanent host, and it's not going to be called Wendi without Wendi without Williams. I guess that would be funny, but they're actually just revamping the show and just calling it Sherri. That's Sherri with an I, Sherri. And she's been on there before. You've probably seen her on The View. A very attractive woman, dark-skinned woman, black woman. Does very well. She's very funny, very smart, great smile, great personality, and I hope she does well. So Sherri, who is a natural, has proved her skills hosting for many times on the panel of The View, the Fox's Dish Nation, and again, this season on the popular, of course, like I said, the host of Wendy's show. Like our viewers, we have been impressed by the unique comic twist that Sherri puts on daily live hot topic segments and so on and so forth. So Sherri Williams, I'm sorry, not Sherri Williams. What's her name again? That's all. Sherri Shepherd's going to be taking over the Wendi Williams show. She's going to finish out the remainder show that's going on, the season 13, and then they're going to switch it all over, and then she's going to be her own show called Sherri. So we wish her luck out there. I hope she does good. I really like watching her. She does have a little bit of she's a little bit more, I don't want to say risque, but she's got a little bit different way of thinking about things, so I hope she does well. Now, some people out there, Wendi Williams has had a lot of problems. You've seen her when she was standing up on stage, and she had it was a Halloween special, and she was dressed as like the Statue of Liberty. No thanks, I don't want to enter that. And she actually passed out on stage. She also had in the middle of her show or right before the show, she canceled everything and went on, had to take a leave of absence. They canceled the show and ran reruns for a couple weeks. She was going through, I know, a messy divorce with her husband and so on and so forth. So we hope that everything's going well for her. But some people, they have this, they call it not a disease. And I'm not saying that Wendi Williams has this disease, but it's called PPD. And there's a lot of toxic people out there in this world. Paranoid personality disorder, which is PPD, causes extreme suspicions and fear of others. People with PPD may falsely believe that others are either lying to them, cheating to them, or exploiting them. It's called narcissistic too. PPD may develop because of genetics, life experiences like abuse, or other mental conditions. Let's see. There is still very little research that's done on paranoid personal disorder and the best way to treat it, but sometimes there is psychotherapy that may help. Here's the most common symptoms of PPD and the best way to manage them. So what is it? People that are diagnosed with this tend to be suspicious and mistrustful of other people. They are tense and nervous in social situations. Like me, I get anxiety and on the lookout for a threat. Like that guy's, that's called being way too high, I believe. That guy knows I'm high. That guy knows I'm high. believing that other people are lying to you or exploiting them, holding grudges and refusing to forgive, being overly sensitive and to criticism, being afraid to reveal any personal information to other people, falsely thinking about other people that are insulting them, also always suspecting that their partner is cheating on them. God, how would you like to live a relationship like that? Like, where are you going? I'm going to the bathroom. Who are you going to the bathroom with? I'm in the same house as you. It's just me and you. Who are you talking to in the bathroom? Dude, shut the fuck up. Assuming that there is hidden meanings behind people's casual remarks or looks, having a hard time relaxing. I mean, this is a big I say it's a big problem, but I mean, if you've ever had to deal with someone who's got PPD, it's so exhausting, I guess is the word I was looking for. It's so exhausting. And the only reason why I brought this article up is sort of on the fence as far as I was watching Inventing Anna, which is about Anna Delvey. That's her fake name. And it's the girl from Ozark, and she is this socialite. She plays a socialite that kind of cons people out of money. Not that PPD was her problem, but if you watch the way she talks and the way she talks to people, you might sense that she might have a little bit of PPD. But I was watching that, and so this article just kind of rang in my bell here as far as what was going on with that, and watching that series as well. It's kind of good. If you can get past I forget the young lady's accent. If you can get past her accent, it's not the girl. If you're expecting to go into Inventing Anna, seeing the girl from Ozark, which is the blonde curly hair girl, I know, awesome with names, aren't I? But that's not. You're not going to get that huge dramatic hit, that punch in the face. Like, wow, she's a really good actress. She was good in Ozark, not so good in this, but the storyline itself holds you on board. Now, something that is being let go right now, people out there, AT&T is shutting down its 3G network. And what does that mean for you? Well, I'm going to tell you everything that you need to know. It's time to move on because not even 911 will work right now. Hold on one second. So right now, mobile network provider AT&T is shutting down the 3G network in the USA as a part of a plan they announced way back in 2019. The company has said that less than 1% of the customers actually use 3G. 1%? Well, you think 1%, but when we dive into the article, you'll figure out what's going on with it. They introduced 3G networks way back in 2002. This was a time where BlackBerry was on top of the choice for the modern day mobile phone. 20 years since BlackBerry devices are well into their digital grade, 3G networks are also set to meet the same end. So 5G over 3G, the reason why they're doing this, mobile networks are transitioning to provide services using the 5th generation 5G of mobile network technology. Dubbed the game changer in how we communicate wireless in the world today, 5G networks promise an ultra-high speeds, minimum delay, and ability to connect and communicate with a flurry of devices around us. Now, who might be affected? It seems that only individuals who use the older 3G compatible mobile handsets, like your phones, your flip phones, and stuff like that, are affected by this move. Once the network stops operating, users will not be able to access emergency services like 911 from their older phones. And AT&T has provided about 2 million replacements in a form of free or discounted 4G phones. So they're saying, hey, I know you've got this old 3G crappy phone. Here, come get this 4G phone at a discounted rate. However, the past 2 decades, 3G mobile networks have also become the backbone of the host that connects services such as, you ready for this? Such as cars, home alarm securities, and millions of cars on the U.S. roads, including those sold in the last 3 to 5 years, still use the 3G network. So my wife has, we spent a lot of money on her car. It's a really, really nice car. She does have 3G on the car itself. And there are upgrades. I don't know if she's got the it uses the old version of 3G or the new version of 3G. I'm sure we're going to find out. I'm sure as soon as she hears this podcast, she's going to like going, we have to buy a new car. Well, no, hold on a minute. There are upgrades for your car that you can actually go to the dealership and they will upgrade it to where you can access the 4G network. But here's a lot of things that you don't think about. All your trucking companies out there that use 3Gs to, well, they're not tattlers, but they use Logitech. Is it Logitech? Fleet Tech, all the things that like track trucking. Like if you've got a fleet of trucks and you're using GPS to track, if he's got like 16 stops, delivery service, you can see where the truck is at any given time. School buses, I didn't know had GPS in it. GPS is in them, but GPS, well, not physically look at them, but they can see where the buses are. I guess that would make more sense. They can see where the buses are for your school routes and stuff. All that might be going away. So AT&T has warned its users well in advance about this change. However, if you are unsure of the changing effects to your phones, you can find out a detailed list of which devices it'll affect on this website. So I'm going to click on the website here. Oh, it's a big PDF file. All right, I'm going to put this up on the Prophet Radio page. That's PR. Let me write that down because I'll forget. Post list. And I'll post this list on the Prophet Radio page, and I'll put it on the front page so you can see it. So you go to Prophet Radio, PROPHET Radio. Click on the link I'll put up on there. And while you're there, get yourself something for free. Get yourself some free magnets. We have magnets. We have stickers. We have buttons. We have a whole bunch of stuff. Just fill out a little form. Tell us where to send your stuff to, and we'll send it out to you. All right, guys, stick around. We're going to get into IT Dan and find out what's going on with him. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. Make sure you follow us on your social networks, and don't forget we do a live broadcast, and the way you get on board with that is go over to Facebook, go over to Twitch, go over to YouTube as well. Just search Deacon Live Podcast, and make sure you follow us and like us. Share us if you'd like to as well. We appreciate that. You can give us a comment as well, and if you want to be heard on the show, we'd love to hear from you. And while you're over at prophetradio.com, click on the little Be Heard. Opens up a microphone on your tablet, on your device, whatever you're listening to us from. Sends us a message right here to our inbox, and we'll play it on this podcast. If you get in a little too late, don't worry, we'll play it on the very next podcast, and you can be on board just like us as well. Now, before we get any further, let's find out what's going on with IT Dan.
Hello, Travis. How are you?
Hello, Dan. How are things?
Pretty good. I'm officially retired.
Retarded?
Yes. I sent in a resignation email to Home Depot. Kathy said it's time.
Oh, so you're retired.
Yes, your hearing's not that bad.
So how do you feel?
Actually, it did feel a difference even though I haven't been back there in 2.5 years, it did little the weight off you. I don't know why. It shouldn't matter.
But do you feel like impending doom of where you're going to get a paycheck, or are you going to be able to make bills meet and all that stuff?
No, and I'm not worried about the fact that over 3/4 of my life is gone. No, I'm not worried about money, so I'm not.
Oh, look at you, big baller.
It did feel good, though, to do that.
Well, good. So what's next on the list now that retiree Dan is, what are you going to do? You going to invest in Bitcoin or something now with your retirement? Do you have did you have a 401k there?
I had a 401k, but I've already.
You burned through that or deposited?
Deposited it. Yeah, I didn't. And I didn't have to pay any penalties. So I just had to pay the taxes that I would have. When you deposit it, you're not paying taxes.
Right.
So, and today I'm out walking. We're watching a little dog named Riley Rose.
Oh, God. Here we go. Here we go. And I put one foot in front of the other, and Riley Rose looked at me with a big snotty-nosed kiss and said, I love you, retired Dan.
She's actually an emotional support dog for a woman. Her eyes are all glassed over. She's got glaucoma. It's almost.
Are you talking about the lady? Hold on. Are you talking about the lady or the dog?
Both of them.
I think that's where the term or the phrase goes, blind leading the blind.
And this dog is tiny. It's probably about 15, 20 pounds. Very rarely barks, but
only when you step on it.
She has a little ball that's got like holes in it. She can see shadows, but she can't see good. And then she gets the ball, and she tries to get you to pull on the other end of it and tug it.
Are we talking about the ball? Are we talking about the dog or the lady?
The lady. Okay. No, the dog. She's like a little pit bull playing with something and stuff. So.
What kind of dog? What kind of dog is it, Dan?
It's just a mongrel. It's a little black mongrel. I'll send you.
You know, I take offense to that word, and a lot of people in our listening audience takes offense to that word mongrel.
Okay, she's a mutt.
There you go. That's better.
Unknown origin.
That's like calling the Asian people Oriental. I think they find offense to that. It's like calling, and mongrel, some people take offense to that.
Speaking of Orientals, I just watched episodes of a Korean series called Bugle Saul, Immortal Souls.
Is that two separate shows or one show, Dan?
No, it's one show. It's Bugle Saul, and then it has parentheses. Actually has a full colon.
Full colon.
There's Immortal Souls.
Is this a continuation series or something, or?
No, it's only one season. They wrapped it up.
Did they subtitle it, or they dub over?
You have subtitles, because my Korean, I'm rusty in Korean.
Oh, more Mr. Cartwright?
Yeah, but it was interesting. Something a little different than some of your regular shows. So.
Have you heard, hold on, Dan, have you heard anyone back from the Super Bowl party, as far as your chili that you had last week?
No, everyone.
They didn't shit their brains out?
No. Everyone shits their brains out every day, so.
They couldn't tell anyways, It
was so good, I made some more like 2 days later, and it lasted about a day and a half. It was all gone.
How many did you make? A gallon, 2 gallons, 3 gallons? How many did you make?
Probably about 3 gallons by the time you get done. We have a big crock pot, and it filled it, not to the top, but close.
That's not 3 gallons. That's 1.5.
Okay. I made a shitload.
Literally.
Yes.
And who ate it? You and Kathy?
Yeah, just me and Kathy.
And you said it only lasts 3 days? 1.5 gallons of chili in 3 days between the two of you? What was this, breakfast, lunch, and dinner?
No, lunch and dinner and snacks. It was good, though.
What'd you have for breakfast, then?
Oh, breakfast, the same as usual. 2 eggs over medium and toast and coffee.
All right.
And we got our new phones. I got the Samsung Galaxy S22. I love it. Kathy got the iPhone 13 Pro, and she's had 3 other iPhones before this. She hated it. It would not take clear pictures.
No, she just can't see.
So we ended up got to AT&T, and I'm returning it. We went to Apple support. I looked at every single setting on the phone, and the pictures were blurry and not clear, and so, and we went to Apple support. I looked at every single setting on the phone, and the pictures were blurry and not clear. And so she's going to get a Galaxy now, so I'll have to teach her how to use an Android. But the good thing, all she does is phone calls, text, and take pictures. She doesn't do a lot with her phone.
Sounds like it.
I woke up last night with a cramp in my leg. You know, the kind of you just jump out of bed and try to walk it off. So.
Nope, I've never had that before. And if I had a cramp in my leg, I'm not jumping anywhere. I'm laying in bed.
I have it happen about once a year, maybe.
So what happened? What caused this one? Too much coffee? Too much chili? You probably got Dan, you probably got the gout. Do you eat a banana? You got to eat a banana if you get a cramp. That's what they tell you at the Olympics. If you get cramps or whatever, or your basketball team, you got to eat a banana. Do you eat a banana, Dan?
No, I didn't have one at the house.
Did you eat like a banana flavored like pudding or something? That would help.
Oh, I don't have any pudding or Jell-O at my house. You got to remember, I'm retired now. I can't have these luxury items.
Now, have you sat down, now that you're retired, have you sat down and done a budget and say, okay, this is how much we can spend on groceries, how much we can spend on boxed wine, how much we can spend on our satellite dish or whatever that we do? You get the free downloads, the BitTorrents and stuff. And what's the latest with that? You said you got a note from the CenturyLink saying that you can't have that?
I can't deny or confirm that, but I got a VPN now.
See, I think that's such bullshit. Let them mind their own business.
Somebody contacts them. It's not them.
Right. And then they should go, hey, that's none of your business. It's our client. Personal privacy protection plans should be part of that.
Well, there's probably things, but on the big scheme of things, I'm not worried.
So you got a VPN, and then what do? If they see you downloading stuff illegally, are they going to say the VPN? They're going to shut the VPN down, then you got to buy another VPN?
Well, the VPN's in Switzerland.
So
they'll send a letter to VPN means private network. So that means when you do it, they can't track it. Someone smarter than me figured it out.
So hold on one sec. So CenturyLink gets a note or a letter from someone else saying that, hey, this IP address is downloading something illegally. And then they say, okay, we'll take your word for it. And they send you a letter and saying, hey, you downloaded the Rock's new movie, whatever it is, illegally. Don't do it again and we'll shut off your internet. And you're like, okay, well, I'll just get a VPN. But the VPN still has to come through CenturyLink's front door. Does it not?
Yes,
I mean, you have to look at, is someone in Switzerland signed up for CenturyLink over here in North Carolina, and they're not going to put 5 and 6 together?
I'm not sure of the whole exactly the way it works, but what it does is they would get. I have an address, just like you have each computer has an address when you sign up for CenturyLink or anybody. You have an address that goes out on the internet, a public address, and this program spoofs it and hides it from CenturyLink or anybody else. All they know it's from Switzerland, and
exactly. So why wouldn't that would flag if I was a company and I'm like, all right, CenturyLink, here I am, I'm Mr. CenturyLink. and I know all the people in this area, and I look at all the little red dots on my screen to see all the households that are downloading and using my wireless internet connection or whatever the fuck it's called. And then all of a sudden I get this red dot over in Europe somewhere, and I'm like, that's not going to throw a red flag? I mean...
Well, I think the people who invented this were clever enough to... It works. It does work. So. And when I look, it tells me, because mine starts with a 7.1 or something, and this is like 1.85.
And how much you pay for this VPN, Dan?
$74 for 2 years.
Is that going to fit into your retirement budget?
Well, that's what I have to talk to you about. I'm going to have to come over your house and wash dishes a couple times a week.
At what, $30 an hour? No, thank you.
Who said 30?
How much do you want? How much are you going to charge me to wash my dishes in the house?
35, of course. Travel expenses, car.
Are you bringing your own soap and water?
Yeah, I'll bring water.
And I don't want, if you're doing that, Dan, I don't want to catch your dishes over here too. Well, I'll wash mine while I'm here, just get paid to wash my own dishes.
Yeah, that's double dipping. That's American.
And that's how you get in trouble, Dan. That's why CenturyLink caught you out doing your thing.
Actually, I do the dishes every day at our house. 99% goes right in the dishwasher.
Do you run it every day like the commercial says?
I run it every day.
Do you have a water saving setting like it could do the bottom row only or the top row only?
No, I fill up both racks. Between my coffee cups and plates.
And what? Okay, so you, Dan, you're killing me here. What's the cubic thing of your dishwasher? What are they? 2.7 cubics or something like that? I forget. I haven't been in the appliance business in a while.
24 inch.
Okay, 24 inch wide. So
it's probably going to be about 4 cubic feet.
Okay, so 4 cubic feet. So you're telling me top load, bottom load, and the utensil rack in one day, between you having your coffee, your bagel on a plate, and an egg or whatever that you had, I forget what you said already. I'm not paying attention to you. And then you said, let's say this week you had chili for snack and chili for dinner. You're telling me between the two of you, you have managed to fill up a whole entire washing machine for you to run it full steam every day.
Every day, yeah. Very rarely do I have a load where it's not overpacked, but it's pretty full most every day.
Dan, I'm thinking coffee cup, maybe 2 coffee cups, maybe 2 bowls, normal size cereal bowls or whatever, maybe 2 or 3 pieces of utensils or fork, knife, spoon, something like that. And then what else?
Kathy's cup.
Okay, how many cups does Kathy need in one day?
Usually about 4.
Why?
And then you also remember we got hot chocolate.
Why 4 cups? Is she not happy with one, or is it like 1 cup for water, 1 cup's for milk, 1 cup's for juice?
Okay, you know how Amy has certain things that she does?
We all have certain things that we do. You have to be a little bit more vague on the question, Dan.
Well, I'm just saying Kathy has things that she does.
Okay.
She'll make coffee, pour it in a cup, heat it up, and leave it in the microwave. Forget to even take it out of the microwave.
Make another cup.
By the end of the day, there's usually like 3 cups that are either half full of.
She's worse than a 14-year-old drinking, leaving half cans of sodas around the house.
Yeah, exactly. Only the flies don't get in the coffee.
All right. So Dan, not for nothing. Let's say you have 1 coffee cup and Kathy's got 4 cups that she's had throughout the day.
I have 2 coffee cups.
Why 2? Dan, why 2 coffee cups? You can rinse them out. You can rinse them out and do them again.
Not if you have it. It's going to waste water rinsing them out. When you have a dishwasher, you just throw it in there.
Oh, so wait. You're talking about washing. You're washing your dishes every day, but you don't want to rinse out a cup because it's wasting water. You're wasting water by running the dishwasher every day.
No, it's a water saver one. It uses about 3 gallons.
Yeah, water saver as far as it uses overall, not every day. All right. So past that, past the 6 cups of coffee, God knows.
Yeah.
All right, what other dishes do you have to fill up a 4 cubic square foot dishwasher?
Usually I'll make something, and I'll make a dinner or something, and I'll have coffee cup plates and saucers for that, and whatever bowl I cook things in.
What are you serving the Queen? Are you having like the president stuff over? Throw that shit on a paper plate.
I hate paper plates and plastic forks. They just.
Well, I understand. Yeah, I understand the plastic forks, but paper plates. Yeah. If I make a sandwich, 2 pieces of bread, ham, cheese, lettuce, maybe a tomato, and maybe something like a pickle or something on top of it. Yeah. I'm not breaking out my fine china and putting a sandwich on it that's going to be gone in less than 8 minutes. I'm going to break out a Dixie plate that for a stack of them of 100, you can get them for like $6. I'm going to put the sandwich on the plate, and here's what drives my wife crazy. Put the sandwich on the plate, cut it in half, corner to corner, not side like the Nazis do, and I eat the sandwich, and then when I'm done, I got crumbs on the plate. Guess what? Tip the plate over into the sink, knock the crumbs off, put that plate down, and guess what, Dan? I'm using that plate again. But we've already paid for all our dishes. They've all, in our environment now.
money. Do you think anyone's going to fall asleep listening to this part of it?
No, this is the part where they're sitting there actually paying attention to. The part that they fell asleep on was you talking about walking this dog down the street that's blind that can't find a ball with holes in it.
And I have to say, my Maytag dishwasher.
Right, that's a good brand.
It works great. 13 years old, and it works every day. You know why? Because it's like muscles. You use them every day, and you exercise them.
And you're wasting water. All right, so you got 6 cups in there. You got, let's say, a plate and a saucer. For whatever reason, you got saucers. I don't know why. Yeah. So you got a plate for you and a plate for Kathy, and a saucer for you and a saucer for Kathy. And let's say, how many forks and knives and spoons do you use in one day?
You know, we'd be surprised. I have to take a picture.
I'm surprised already.
Yeah. I probably fill out 3 of the bins with spoons, and if I have coffee, I'll have a spoon. I have a yogurt, and I wash my yogurt cup in there.
Your yogurt? You wash the yogurt cup? What do you mean the yogurt cup? Aren't they in like recycled containers, like the little plastic things? Yoplait, you pull the top off?
Yeah, you pull the top off. I throw away the top. The bottom part I throw in the dishwasher, because that washes it all out. Then when I throw it in my recyclable stuff, it's not.
Oh Jesus, Dan! Really? Are you? If you open up a can of tuna, are you putting the tuna cans and the soup cans and all the metal containers in there in your dishwasher as well to rinse them out? So you put them in the recycle bin?
No, I would never do that.
Honestly, Dan, are you putting the Yoplait thing in your dishwasher to rinse it out?
I'm putting the yogurt in because I'm running the dishwasher anyway. Why waste turning on your faucet and rinsing it out?
How much water does a dishwasher use on any given day?
It uses about 3 gallons a day.
Okay, 3 gallons a day. Now, you ready for this, Dan?
Yeah.
So your aerator has a gallon per minute, a GPM, on the aerator. So how long do you think it takes for you to wash 6 coffee cups?
I have no idea. I wouldn't even want to try that experiment because it would be taking a lot of effort for me.
It's a lot of math, and you don't have time for math anymore.
Flushing the toilet twice, I got 1.8 gallons in my toilet. So flushing my toilet twice is the same as running a load of dishes.
Are you letting your shit pile up in the toilet? You're not flushing it as much if you're trying to save water?
No, I flush the toilet.
Dan, you got a lot of charts and stuff you got to figure out when you're retired now, because you're going to start looking. Are you on a well or are you on the public water system?
We're on public water, but we have a private septic, so we don't. It costs about $40 a month.
Yeah,
water.
but look at your water bill. For whatever reason, they do charge you for water going out. It's a lesser charge, but they do charge for water going out.
No, they don't on mine.
All right, Dan, anything else before I let you go?
No, that's everything is going well.
All right, Dan. Talk to you later.
Okay. All right, bye now.
All right, bye. Stick around. You're listening to DeaconLive. We'll be right back. Welcome back to DeaconLive. Make sure you follow us on our social networks. And the way you do that is go to Prophet Radio, PROPHET Radio, and click on social contacts. And you can find us all on all your devices, all your platforms, internet, Instagram, Twitch, all the different podcast catchers out there. We're on 27 different platforms. And we also host a couple different shows. I also host a show on Mondays called Equine Dynamics with Mike Stein, where we create sounder horses from the ground up. Kind of a Q&A type podcast. That's every Monday. I do it here in the studio with Mike Stein. He is a professional farrier. He's been doing it for many, many years. He knows the ins and outs as far as horses and stuff. So if you're a horse lover out there, make sure you search for him on your iHeartRadio or wherever you download podcasts. That's Equine Dynamics with Mike Stein. So you can check that out as well. Now that the country's slowly opening up, well, they've been opening up for a while, but masks are coming down. People are getting out there. They're moving and grooving. This company right here is getting prepared for the worst, best case scenario. Condom giant prepares for sales to boom as the global pandemic restrictions ease up. The world's largest condom producer, Durex, saw sales plummet during the pandemic. I don't want to touch him. You might get COVID. Condom producers say that sales are picking up as vaccination rates increase and restrictions ease. Now, because of the whole, what they consider the technology and the chemistry that they use to help create the quote unquote vaccine for the pandemic and for the coronavirus and all the stuff that we've been getting into, it's also led to prevention or preventative, if not curing, HIV. I think they have already 2 people that have been completely cured of HIV because of the way the vaccine or way the serum works in the body. So that's good news there. Not that you're going to go out there raw dogging everyone, but here, for the most part. Malaysian contraceptive giant Carex said Monday, while the announcing second quarter earnings, that the vaccination rates ramp up across the world and countries begin to adapt to new normal, is expecting to demand for its sexual health products, specifically condoms, lubricants, to increase. Carex, K-A-R-E-X, which produces about 5.5 billion condoms a year, supplies well-known brands such as Durex. The one, quote-unquote, one condom saw sales battered by the pandemic. They fell almost 40% in the last 2 years. Wow, 40%. The slump came to a shock to Goem, who's the CEO of Carex, anticipated a boom in condom sales in the early days of the pandemic in March 2020, and even warned global shortages about the time. Now, saw the video of them just rinsing them out and sticking them back in there. Ooh, I know, it's horrible. I don't know if it was this company or not. But yeah, the Goem, who's the CEO, said that the condom sales have already improved in the early part of this year. UK consumer goods giant Rector Beckensteer, which owns the Durex brand, said this month that it has seen strong sales and the growth in the intimate products and the restrictions have eased. So there you go. You're going to see a lot more condom sales out there. So I don't know if there's a shortage on condoms, but there you go. I don't think there's a shortage of material out there, with the sales being 40% low, but who knows what the supply chains have in store. Now, this child right here didn't know his value or worth at the time when you talk to your child. When you talk to your child, you always see on certain TV shows and certain articles and stuff, or you even ask your own children if you've got some at home sitting around, laying around doing nothing. How old do you think mommy is? How old do you think daddy is? How much do you think this house costs? Just to give their perception as far as what they consider old and what they consider money-wise. What's a lot of money? This 18-year-old kid made a promise with his mom to stay off social media until he turned 18 years old. So this promise was made when he was 12 years old. The mom said, "I will pay you $1,800 if you can stay off social media till you're 18. Being 12, I really didn't have the concept of money at the time, so I was like, "Oh yeah, hell yeah, that's sick. I'm gonna be rich by the time I'm 18." So he said he was going to go buy a car, he was going to build a house and stuff at 12 years old. So sure enough, he did. He made it. The weekend of his 18th birthday, Sivert kept his promise and earned himself $1,800. Lorna, his mom, says it's the best money she's ever spent because she knows firsthand that how teens can struggle with social media. Of course, being bullied and stuff. I mean, social media right now is what creates the young minds and their self-esteem as far as how they grow up and how their mushy brain gets more concrete. She got obsessed with keeping up with her Snapchats, the older sister, and which really affected her mood. She was also getting lethargic and stuff. This is the boy's older sister. So Lorna says her daughter is now in grad school and doing well because of her grades and social life. So she said the daughter is now a healthy relationship with social media, but Lorna, the mom, wanted to see if she could change her youngest child, Sivert, from going through the same hardship. So she made this 18 for 18 bet with his with her son. Sure enough, on his 18th birthday. So it's real easy. Just first of all, it's really easy. Don't get him a tablet, 12 years old. Don't get him a phone or have a phone to where it's blocked. You can do all this stuff and block it, all this stuff. I'm sure, come on. If he's 18 now, 12 years ago, what was that, 2010? 2010, he was doing it already, if not at school. He just didn't know his mom was seeing it. So he physically, I guess, didn't have a social media account. That might have been a better way to describe it. He didn't have like an Instagram or a Facebook page or anything like that, but he was on there. He was looking at stuff. Him and his friends, look, girls, boobs. So, and all the other stuff that goes on with social media. Now, we just got done with the Super Bowl, And Tom Brady is now retiring. And Daytona 500 rookie driver won his first race at the first race of the season, Daytona 500. And now something else is a first in Las Vegas. Now, for the longest time, Las Vegas for decades was off limits to pro teams. Now, things have changed in the past now. They have a national hockey team out there. The Golden Knights that played there in 2017 to 2018 season are now taking up residence at the T-Mobile Arena over on the Las Vegas Strip. Also, don't forget the Oakland Raiders? They bounced from Oakland to L.A. to Oakland to L.A., and now they had enough with their arena, so Las Vegas said, you know what, come on over. You can be the Las Vegas Raiders. So that's what they're doing now. So now they have a pro team. Another pro team is dipping out of California. The Oakland A's are now trying to get a new arena out there. They were kind of along the same thing. They were considered like Oakland playing outside of LA, and they got like a shitty area. They had a shitty stadium. They had a shitty baseball field. So Las Vegas said, you know what? Come on down. We'll put you in our place, our little town here in Las Vegas. They're going to build them a new stadium. They don't know yet or not if they're going to attach a casino to it. But I would think that now times have proven that, having a team in Las Vegas, a pro team, that would lead to a lot of online or sports team betting, which Las Vegas at the time was the first one to do it. Now it's available in 30 different states. I know Florida was trying to do it for a while, but they can't get their shit together. Navajos. No, sorry, Cherokee. Osceola. Go Knights. Go Florida State. I forget it's been a while since I've been there. But yeah, so the Oakland Athletics, the baseball team, who was once owned by MC Hammer at one time, is now going to travel and be part of the Las Vegas Athletics here in the next year or two. They're going to be in, let's see, what do they say? Baseball will become an additional on the Strip with at least a general vicinity of the sheer volume of games right next to where the Las Vegas Raiders are going to now play. So that'll be interesting. All sports teams right now have sold out from tourists and from local activity as well. So that should be good for the economy over there in Las Vegas. Now, I mentioned Osceola and Seminoles, Indians and stuff. Now, for those of you who don't know, I'm born and raised in Orlando, Florida. My dad is 1/4 Cherokee. My grandmother, of course, was half, so he'd be fourth, I guess. And so whatever I am from him, I am that part of Cherokee. I forget what the dilution is as it walks down my path. But for every year, we used to go up to Franklin, North Carolina for vacation, and we go to Cherokee and we learn all the stuff. And if you look at my grandmother was about 115 pounds and looks very, very much like a Native American. And my grandfather, my dad's dad, was from New Orleans or something crazy like that, because I could never understand. I think he's talking Creole or something. But right now, federal officials have come up with a first list of potential replacement names for hundreds of geographical features in 36 states that include the word, you ready for this? Squaw. They are trying to remove the word squaw from anything on that represents like Squaw's Peak and this squaw this. Now, if you don't know what squaw means, it's a term that's been passed around and passed down, meaning female or woman. And depending on what side of the fence you're on, they're considering this a derogatory term. Now, why would you think squaw would be a derogatory word? Why would you think it would be a derogatory worm? God damn it, I said it again. Why would you think squaw would be a derogatory term? Well, if you really, it's kind of the interpretation. If you really want to dive into the meaning of the word, it represents, or said in one article that was written, many years ago, that squaw represented the word vagina. That's it. That's the only grounds they have to stand on to remove this term, saying that this is a derogatory word to women, saying that squaw means vagina. Well, let me tell you something. Robert, there is a lot more names and other stuff that can be determined or be called derogatory based on the name. So I'm using a broad brush to paint this picture. So you got Robert, you got Bob. What's the other one? Dick, right? Richard, not Robert. Richard. Sorry, all you Roberts out there. You guys are still assholes. So Richard is transferred to Dick. Now, there's a long history behind that, but I mean, literally, the word Dick is in the title of what you call your genitals, right? So you got Dick's Peak over here. You've got Dick Trickle, who is a famous race car driver. Speaking of the NASCAR, got it. And anything that out there that has to deal with a man of any kind of stature, and his name was Dick, that was his name. The Dick Bachelor run that we do in, I think it's Florida all the time. It's a K run for charity. Dick Bachelor, which is an awesome name in itself, but they don't want to end it. So how do you determine, and they don't want to erase that. So how do you determine squaw, which technically means woman or female? And that means vagina. That means vagina. We can't have, Squaw's Peak or Squaw's Mountain or whatever. Because when I see squaw, people who can't decipher between words and meanings said that that's derogatory, and we don't want to call that Vagina Mountain. So they're trying to slowly replace it all. Several different states right now, Arizona, out there in the Midwest, those flyover states are trying to remove the word squaw from a lot of their monuments and stuff that are out there. And if it's in their documents and stuff, listen what kind of genius we're dealing with out there. They're actually going to replace the word squaw for now so they can figure out how to change it or what they're going to do to rewrite it with just the word, in quotes, instead of squaw, SQ hyphen. That's it. That's worse than the actual word that you think means vagina. Well, mommy, what does that mean? Oh, we don't talk about the word that should not be spoken. All right, Macbeth, let's go. All right, so there you go. Stick around. We got more to get into. And what is actually in Krab with a K? We'll dive into that and find out what's actually in it. And is it good for you or if it's bad for you? Stick around. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. You want something for free? Of course you want something for free. And the way you get that is go over to Prophet Radio, PROPHET Radio. Click on the free swag section. Fill that little form out. And just fill out your name and address of where we're sending this stuff. Believe me, I got enough shit going on. I don't need to. I'm not hacking your email or selling your email to anyone. I just want to say thank you for listening to us and downloading us. We send out a bunch for overseas at the end of every month. We send everything overseas, make it one big package and send it over there that way and let them deal with it. But here in the United States, if you like something, you can usually get it about 2 days from now. Or 2 days whenever you put it in and I get your order. We'll send it out to you gladly. I'd love to. And just to say thank you for listening to us and downloading us. Now, I hate to use the word download because this in Miami, Florida, you guys know where that's at? In Miami, Florida, a helicopter crashed into the ocean near a crowded beach. 2 people inside of the helicopter were taken to the local hospital. Now, if you want to see this video for every podcast we do, we have a matching video as well. I'm going to switch screens so we can all see it and we can all be friends as well. This is worth the watch. So this is from their police scanner or police closed circuit TV that's watching out over Miami Beach. And Miami Beach this time of year, believe it or not, I know we're in the middle of February, but it is 80 some odd degrees. It's beautiful. Beautiful skies, beautiful water. The beach is freaking crowded. In the water, outside the water, on the beaches, everywhere. It's crowded. And this helicopter, which looks like one of those kind of, it's not a sightseeing helicopter where there's like multiple people in it. It looks like one of those helicopters that can only fit like 2 people, and they're out there taking pictures like boats. And they're out there taking pictures like aerial shots. Instead of like having the drones out there doing it, they've actually got 2 people in there taking pictures of everything. So here we go, real nice and slow. You can see the helicopter come out of the right-hand side of the screen. You can see how crowded it is. There it is right there. Coming in hot. Nobody's moving. Everyone's just kind of hanging out. Helicopter, bam. Probably within about I'm going to say within feet, 10 to 15 feet of someone. We're going to watch it again? No? All right, for more on this, let's check out this article right here. So let me turn everything up so we can all be friends here. Here we go.
Florida helicopter crashes into ocean near crowded beach. A helicopter crashed into the ocean near a crowded beach in Miami on Saturday afternoon, according to the Miami Beach Police Department. A helicopter crashed into the ocean near a crowded beach in Miami Beach on Saturday afternoon, according to the Miami Beach Police Department. The incident happened around 1:10 p.m. on Saturday afternoon near the 10th Street Beach, and 2 individuals inside the helicopter were taken to a local hospital, police say. Video of the crash released by the police department shows the helicopter crash near a group of people in the ocean. The beach area between 9th and 11th Street in Miami Beach was closed. The Miami Beach Police Department, Miami Beach Fire Department, and several other agencies responded to the incident. The Federal Aviation Administration responded to the scene as well, according to the police department.
And you can see this picture right here. This is someone got their camera out and took it. You can see the big cruise ship in the background. You can see all these people. There's sandbar and everything. Nice crystal blue water all the way down this mangled helicopter. And people are just kind of walking up to him like, is everybody okay? Well, there you go. So that happened in Miami Beach, Florida. And the 2 people did survive. They just got taken to the hospital, and they are good to go back on the air again. Now, something out there that is also burning in the water, a cargo ship. Now, you've heard about the supply chains and everything, and the cargo ships are sitting out front of California. They can't get them in the port fast enough, so they're trying to reroute them. Rick DeSantis. Yeah. DeSantis said, bring them around to Florida. We'll unload them over here in the port of Miami. We'll unload all those ships. You might get 2 days more on travel, but unless you're not sitting out there waiting, 2-3 weeks in their port in California to get those boats unloaded over there. And they're trying to do the best they have. And they got a lot of union guys that are, kicking around and shitting around and stuff. So what's happening right now, a ship carrying, check this out, a ship carrying 1,100 Porsches, 189 Bentley luxury cars, and a whole bunch of other very important cars, very high dollar cars, are sitting in the middle of the water on fire. A massive cargo ship holding thousands of luxury cars, including 1,000 plus Porsches, was left floating across the Atlantic Ocean after it caught on fire near Teresita Island in the Azores, the Portuguese island territory. The ship departed from Emden, Germany on February 10th, was scheduled to arrive in Davisfield, Rhode Island, so it's coming on the other side of the east side of the United States, on Wednesday before a fire broke out. The crew of 22 members on board were safely lifted off the burning ship via helicopter as seen in this video. So let's see what the video says. Let's see how well they were lifted off. Of course, there's a little diagram right there. Here we go. So look at this. Holy Jesus. Look at that ship burning. So the helicopter comes down. Yeah, that ship's on fire. They're trying to get everyone off the boat, ratchet them up through the helicopter. 22 crew, bringing them up on board. All right, got the thing there. Authorities did not specify the amount of cargo left on the 650-foot, 60,000-ton ship. However, automotive website The Drive reported the cargo ship is carrying about 4,000 vehicles from the Volkswagen Group, including 189 Bentleys, known and an unknown number of Audis. All right, babe, sorry, we can't buy the 2022 Audi. It's stuck out in the middle of the ocean, and it's on fire. So, you ready for this? So, Matt Farah, the editor of The Smoking Tire, tweeted he has been waiting for his 2022 Frozen Berry Metallic Boxster Spider, estimated total worth about $123,000 since August. Then on Wednesday, he got news from the dealership that his car was possibly on fire, drifting in the ocean. I just got a call from my dealer, he says. My car is now adrift, possibly on fire in the middle of the ocean. Boo hoo hoo. So all these cars out there, these luxury cars from Germany, are sitting out there on fire. They don't know how many they've lost yet, and they're just out there right now. Now the fire has subsided a little bit. Right now, as we speak, they're out there going in there, sending crews and trying to assess what's going on. I know, right? Where's my car? Now, on the other side of the globe, see if there's any lyrics to this. As of right now, on the other side of the globe, Australia opens up its borders and welcomes back tourists. All the borders have been lifted and the mask mandate has been relaxed a little bit in Australia. And people, don't forget, there's the people that were outside of Australia trying to get back home. And here's the airport right here, and you can look at all this right now. Airport reopens its borders so nearly after 2 years. So a lot of these people haven't seen their family or anything, and this is the big congratulations and hello and welcome home type deal. Even tourists, but just family members that were caught in between borders during the pandemic. So Australia has opened up their borders nearly after 2 years, welcoming home of their family, friends, and tourists as well. So here's a nice little video. I'm going to put this on 4 so you guys can see this.
Yeah, as soon as I opened up the borders, I just knew I could finally come and see my family and attend my brother's wedding, like on March 4th. So that's what I'm really excited about, to have the whole family together again. It's very emotional. So I haven't seen my dad in 4 years, so it was great to hug him, and all the little welcome presents just make me feel at home. It's really special.
So there's everyone walking around and just enjoying everything that's going on as far as seeing family they haven't seen in the last couple years.
Been waiting to come for ages, so it's a thrill. I miss my parents. Yeah, where's Dad?
I haven't seen her in so long.
Oh, hold on. So these are just couples telling their story.
I just haven't seen her in so long, and it was such a big thing to be able to get over here. So we're so excited.
That's been given to the
Here we go. Here's a new news release.
Warmth of the welcome that's been given to those first planes that have come in this morning has been quite extraordinary, and to see the way that people have been reunited, the hugs, the tears, has just been wonderful. It's been a party out here at Sydney Airport. Everyone's celebrating. It's so great to have the international tourists back from right around the world.
So there you go. Australia opens up its borders, so you're allowed to go over there. Feel free, grab yourself a Foster, put something on the Barbie, and do all that stuff. And make sure you get to your Airbnb that you've rented over there in time. Now, get ready for this. A lot of people think they can make some good money with Airbnb. I had one of those calls on their, the not scam calls, just one of those random telemarketer calls. Would you like to sell your property and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, yeah. Well, how much is do you have a tenant in there? Yeah, we have tenants in there. Well, how much do you get per month? I'm like, it's not per month, it's per day. What do you mean it's per day? I'm like, yeah, we get about $400 per day. We have a little house outside of Daytona Beach. Hold on. We have a house outside of Daytona Beach, about maybe 20 minutes outside of Daytona Beach. And, when it's not, when it's not occupied, it's available for Airbnb, and we charge about $400 a day. Well, the person I was talking to, you can't get $400 a day with tenants in there. I'm like, oh yeah, dude, it's an Airbnb. Do you want to buy the house or not? Oh, there's no way. There's no way you get $400 a day. All right, whatever there. Schlemiel, get out of here. Now, when you have an Airbnb, there is 3 things that you want to make sure that you have going on. Make sure you have some kind of camera at the front door so you can count people going in and out of the house. Make sure you lock up all, the owner's closet. Make sure that's all locked up and stuff. Only leave out a little bit of things that they can take care of or take care of themselves, like coffee and toilet paper and stuff. They will steal everything. But one thing you shouldn't do, or if you do, don't get caught. Airbnb guests have said that they've found a hidden camera in the host's bathrooms. And this is what's happened right here. So let's see. Someone is about to catch a felony for invasive visual recording of an Airbnb bathroom. Let's see. This article comes from Daily Dot. Airbnb guests are alleged in a viral TikTok videos that have been found in the camera in the hostess bathroom. According to TikTok, the police showed up to Airbnb. Brittany Walsh at Brittany TikTok starts with her holding up what appears to be a camera inserted into or disguised as a charger box. So you've seen the little cubes, the little squares. It's got a little camera on it that also features a portion of the online Airbnb listing. The TikToker pans around the Airbnb showing the two police officers, and then the text overleads somebody's about to catch a felony. Airbnb located to be in Austin, as an apartment featured as Austin's in the wall. I don't know what that means. The TikToker claimed that the caption upon the first uploaded of the same video got deleted. So the TikToker has been viewed 50 million times. Okay, so what happened is it looks like they put an SD card in a computer, or they put the SD card in a computer that came out of a little charger. The first video should be the person who originally plugged it in. So that's how they were trying to get it. And the one big thing is they put them in smoke alarms as well. Most good cameras you will never find, though. There are apps that can scan for Wi-Fi's for devices on your cameras. Now, this video right here, this security guy shows you how to find out if you've got a camera in your place. So this TikToker, a cybersecurity expert, Mark Hutchinson, goes into detail about hidden cameras placed around Airbnbs and hotels and how to spot them. The video is ranked up over 3.34 million. Sorry, 33. There's a lot of numbers in this. 33.4 million. Can't you just say 3.5? Just cut it easy. Views and telling viewers how to check for suspicious places. So here's the video that he has right here. How to find hidden cameras in your Airbnb. So I'm going to put this on camera 4. Make sure we can all see it, and you can see right here.
So here's how to spot hidden cameras in an Airbnb or hotel. Now, the first thing you're going to want to look for is devices that are conveniently placed where a creeper would want to look. Take this fire alarm, for instance. It's placed right above the bed. Now, one way to see if a device is a camera is to shine a bright light at it. If you hit a camera lens, it's going to give a bluish reflection. Now, you can test this by shining a light at your phone and seeing how the camera looks when placed under a flashlight. Now, this clock is mirrored, but if we shine a bright light at it, we can see through the glass and see there's a camera there. Now, this technique can also work on two-way mirrors. So the camera is USB powered, and the wall charger it's plugged into is actually also a camera. If we shine the light on it, you can see that little pinhole in the middle with the blue reflection. That is the camera lens. Night vision cameras use infrared LEDs to see, and if we turn off the lights and use the front-facing phone camera, we can actually see these LEDs. Now, the front-facing camera is the only one that tends to work, because the back-facing one... It
looks like there's two little red lights or red eyeballs looking at you.
IR filter. Now, you can sort of see the infrared LEDs on this clock already, but if we cover up the main LED, we can actually see them a lot better. Now, I wouldn't rely on this method because people usually don't shower in the dark, so if they're placing cameras in the bathroom, then they're probably not going to bother with night vision. So these camera lenses are very small, as you can see here, so they can be hidden in anything, even a hole in the wall. So you're going to want to check any suspicious devices or holes that are facing the shower, dressing area, or the bed.
So there you go. I mean, you can use your phone to see there, turn the lights off, turn the front camera on your phone and kind of go around the room, and you can see the little red LED lights that are trying to, feed back or trying to open itself up to get any kind of light so it can actually videotape you and stuff. So, oh God, are we that? Well, are we that? Yes. And the answer to my question in the same breath is yes, we are. All right, guys, when we come back, yesterday was 2022. I'd say 2022. Yesterday was 02/22/2022. So there's a lot of things that are going on. A lot of things have been happening with that. And is it good luck? Is it bad luck? We'll dive into it and see what's going on. Stick around. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. If you want to be part of the show, we'd love to hear from you. We'd love for you to be part of the show. Now's your chance to come out here and join us as well. And the way you do that is go over to Prophet Radio, PROPHET Radio. Click on Be Heard. Opens up our microphone on your device. Speak right into it. nice and clear. Ask us any questions you want, or just give us a shout out, or give yourself a shout out as well. We'd love to hear from you. It comes right to our inbox. We'll play it on the very next podcast. This podcast is... And if you have any questions about anything in the past couple podcasts, you're welcome to do that as well. We'd love to hear from you. And if you do that, if you've gone that far, go ahead and get yourself something for free. Fill out the little form. We'll send some stuff out to you as well. Now, you want something for free? Well, Red Lobster is not giving you something for free, but they're giving away, based on the date of yesterday. 02/22 of 2022 only happens once in, of course, our lifetime. The next time it's going to happen is going to happen 400 years from now. So you can do the math on that. Red Lobster is giving away $22,222 for Tuesday. Now, you can still get on board, so don't worry. This is how you get to it. Now, is Red Lobster valid anymore? I mean, have the Darden restaurants, the supply chains, have they gone down? When I think real seafood, I don't think Red Lobster. I think squishy, overcooked crab legs. Their Cheddar Bay biscuits are the best thing they got going on. But if you say, hey, look, what's the best thing they got at Red Lobster? Darden restaurants. You go Cheddar Bay biscuits. All right, so what else do they have? Well, they had the Admiral Feast. They had that for a while, which is a sample of everything, and it was like $19 at the time. That was, big living. I think they have like Shrimp Scampi Fest. I don't think they even do that anymore. Fresh fish and live lobster is what it says on the sign. I think Red Lobster's, going by the wayside of the Pinto or the Gremlin, AMC Gremlin car. I think they've served their time. They're not good anymore. Olive Garden, for whatever reason, they're still killing it. Remember Smoky Bones? Yeah, they passed away as well. Red Lobster is celebrating a once in a lifetime day with a once in a lifetime opportunity to win $22,222 in cash. We celebrate this on 2/22/22 in terms of sweepstakes. This couldn't be easier for you to enter. You ready for this? Between February 22nd and 28th, so you still got a couple days left on this. If you aren't a member yet, it's not too late. By downloading the app and creating a file, you are automatically entered to win the money. You can earn additional entries into the sweepstake every time you dine in or order a to-go. We are raising both claws, because it's, lobster, on this date. And going all in on this one, on this once in a lifetime. Jesus. The puns kill me. I can read just fine. The puns just kill me because I'm like going, that doesn't make any sense in my head. Giving our members the opportunity to score some. Maybe I have PPD. They're against me. They're against me. Giving our members the opportunity to score some amazing prizes and awards along the way. One person will win the grand prize. Is it really a grand prize if it's only $22,000? I'm not saying. I'm just saying. But Red Lobster is also doodling around other prizes throughout the week. A secondary prize of $222. My Red Lobster reward bonus points will be given 222 reward program members. We also learned there's a lot more on the app, and the contest is located on the Red Lobster's website. I know. It's so much fun. So I guess they're going to have a grand total. Here's the thing. You ready? Hear me out here. So Red Lobster probably doesn't have a whole lot of foot traffic, probably doesn't have a whole lot of entries. A lot of people don't put a Red Lobster app on their phone. So the odds of you winning, it's probably tremendous. So even how many people were in the United States? 340 million people, something like that. Do the math on that. How many people go to Red Lobster? Because Red Lobster is not all over the place, but they are somewhat nationwide. And let's say 100,000 people go to Red Lobster. How many of those, and I'm speaking fictitiously, so let's say 500,000 people go to Red Lobster. Now let's go back to the 100,000. I like the 100,000. That sounds better for me. And most of them don't know about this thing. And 0.5% sign up for the app. You're talking about you have a chance of winning $22,000 from, people that are maybe 10,000 people. So what are the odds of you winning? It's better than the lottery. Now, granted, it's only $22,000. By the time, depending on what state you get in, you'll probably walk home with about, $11,000, maybe $9,000 worth of prize money. But other than that, it's a gamble. It's all out there. It's a gamble. So go for that. You can sign up on the Red Lobster website. Now, if it didn't come in the shell, I would debate a lot of stuff about what comes out of Red Lobster. But for the longest time, imitation crab meat has dined our dinner tables at some point. You see it a lot in sushi, just because it's easier to do crab. When they say, oh, you want the crab, blah, 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 blah. And, it's imitation crab meat. And I think they should tell you on that. I believe they do. They have some obligations. So you've seen imitation crab meat on sushi and where supermarket seafood section, and you've been asking yourself, what is a crab stick made of? All right, here we go. Some restaurants call it crab with a K, while others call it crab stick. So there's a difference. Crab stick with a C or crab with a K. It also refers to kanani kama or kamabuka in some areas. The question is, you might ask, what is imitation crab? Non-meat eaters want to ask, is it imitation crab vegan? Well, no, it's not. So here we go. It's not vegan because it's made of actual fish. It's not shellfish, but it's made of fish. Imitation crab meat was first produced in Japan in the 1970s. It was presented as a cheaper alternative to pricey crab meat. Fake crab meat mimics the taste, the texture, and the color of real crab meat. Now, I know for many years, you had scallops, and there was a company that was actually got prosecuted for having imitation scallops. You see Gordon Ramsay, doing his scallops and stuff on the, oh, it's burnt. Take it back. Well, you say, well, how do you make imitation crab meat or imitation scallops? They were actually taking stingrays and punching holes in their fins. And that meat that's in the fins was actually could pass and I guess taste the same as scallops. So, but what about the stingray? Yeah, do you want your scallops at $30 a plate? Do you want your scallops for $15 a plate? It's up to you. But yeah, that's what they do. They actually imitation scallops are made out of punched out circles from stingrays. Crab sticks are made cheaper with white fish varieties, often pollock, which is commonly used for frozen fish sticks. See, there you go. When it says cod, hopefully it says cod, and it is cod. But if you look, I'm sure it's probably 95% pollock with 2% cod in it. The fish is pulverized to create this paste that can be molded in any shape that it wants, including crab legs. The binding agents include egg whites, starch, vegetable oils, or sugars can be added to sashimi paste to make the meat stick together. Occasionally, monosodium glutamate, MSG, is added to sashimi. The orange and red coloring is a key ingredient to the mixture to make it resemble shellfish meat. Crab with a K is made from starches such as wheat, potato, and tapioca. The crab stick is processed. It features high sodium, sugars, and amounts of... So it's not good for you, but isn't it all? I mean, the fish paste is then formed into sticks and then tinted red. So is imitation crab healthy for you? While real crab and imitation crab have about the same caloric intake, the fake crab has some issues. Real crab gets its calories from the protein, and the fake crab reportedly gets its calories from the sugar and the carbs. So if you're on like a keto diet, no, sorry, imitation crab is not for you. But for me, crab legs, unless they're king crab legs, like the Dungeness crab and the snow crabs and what's the rock lobster? Not the rock lobster, rock crabs or whatever with the black tips on it. It's so much work for little meat. It's not worth it. King crabs, if you can find them like during season, they are, I know they're expensive. Baller over here. But you get like almost like a huge hot dog style piece of lump crab meat out of those legs rather than the snow crabs or the indigenous crabs where you crack them and they kind of, the shells get soft and you're basically pinching the meat inside the legs. I know people out there are like, well, you can use scissors and cut it out. It's so much work. It's so much work for a mess and butter everywhere and you got dripping down the face. And I know everyone out there is like, shut up, I want crab legs now. But for the most part, it's just a lot of work for not a whole lot of prizes. Now, this teen right here, my wife loves Chinese food. Her birthday was this past Monday, and I said to her, what do you want for your birthday dinner? Well, I don't want anything. I'll just make something. I'm like, babe, you're out, you're doing your horse thing and everything. Why don't you stop by a Chinese store, Chinese restaurant, and get yourself some Chinese. Get yourself some takeout. I don't like Chinese food. I mean, I'll eat it if it's at home, but I don't seek it out. I don't go out there and get it. No, I don't want to do that. And I'm like, all right, fine. That's fine, babe. Happy birthday. I will make you whatever you want. And we just I think we made like a salad or something, just something simple. We sit out here in the middle of nowhere. It's hard to find a restaurant that's worth any grain of salt. There's one or two that we go to, but for the most part, there's not a whole lot of quote unquote options for Chinese restaurants. This gentleman right here, a teen ate leftovers of rice and noodles, and hours later, doctors amputated his legs and his fingers. After hours of eating leftovers from a restaurant, a 19-year-old was admitted to the hospital with multiple organ failures, and later, both his legs and his fingers were amputated as well. The Massachusetts college student had eaten rice, chicken, and lo mein from a restaurant. Soon after, he felt abdominal pain, and his skin turned a shade of purple, according to a report from the New England Journal of Medicine. The teenager was admitted to the hospital for shock, multiple organ failure, and a rash. His condition quickly declined. He experienced abnormal breathing, high blood pressure, and vomiting. I mean, that's what happens when you eat Chinese food. I'm just saying. The student had been healthy overall with regular drinking and smoking habits. Nothing outstanding was noted. After further tests, he was diagnosed with, here we go, big words, meningococcal purpura, here we go, fulminant disease. Fulminant disease. Got it? Which causes a stiff neck, nausea, respiratory collapse, shock, and organ failure. According to the report, I'm going to call it the MPF. The MPF is a rare combination that comes with septic shock, which the college student experienced according to this report. Over the course of the hospital stay, his condition worsened and developed necrosis, the death of tissue cells. At one point, the doctors had amputated his legs and fingers, according to this report as well. Can you leave that out every time? He also needed a pacemaker for 13 days to treat his cardiac dysfunction. Hold on. This sounds pretty serious. So let me figure out so everyone out there knows exactly what it is. So hold on. Give me a sec. I got to do a little fancy stuff here. Let's see. I gotta find the disease. Here it is right here. All right, we're gonna go to voice to text to see what the name of this disease is. So here we go. I know. I'm a one-man band here. Here we go. So here's the name of the disease. As it thinks about it.
Meningococcal purpura fulminant disease.
Oh, Jesus. Let's try that again. Maybe we should slow it down.
Meningococcal purpura fulminant disease.
All right, maybe you're not the right person to read that. Let's go with an American person. Let's put a pause in between. On the fly here. Try it.
Meningococcal purpura fulminant disease.
Did you get that? I'll play it one more time. Using all my bandwidth here.
Meningococcal purpura fulminant disease.
So that's what the guy had, the kid had, and lost his, went into toxic shock. Then he started getting necrosis and then lost his legs, lost his fingers. The team learned that although the Massachusetts student had received the first dose of the meningococcal device or vaccine, he never received the recommended booster. Oh, God. There you go. His roommate also ate the leftovers and vomited, but didn't have the life-threatening reactions. So the roommate was fine. He ate it all, ingested it, and said, no, it's good. It's good. I'm good. Eat it down there, Timmy. Oh, man, I lost my legs and stuff. All right, guys, we got one more little break to get into, and we'll let you get back to what you got to do. You're listening to Deacon Live right here on Prophet Radio. Don't eat your leftovers. I'll be right back. Welcome back to Deacon Live. Make sure you follow us on all your social networks. And the way you do that is go over to Prophet Radio, Prophet Radio. Click on all your social contacts. And then while you're there, you can also hear a couple other different podcasts that I host. I also host a short little segment you heard from IT Dan earlier in the show. And that Is This Going Somewhere? And you can find out all the full-length audio from his segment over on iHeartRadio as well. That's called Is This Going Somewhere? Check him out as well. Full conversations. They're interesting for, I don't want to say they're interesting for a while. They're interesting. I just don't have enough time to put the whole entire segment up there. So make sure you check them out. That's Is This Going Somewhere as well. Now, we just talked about the date 2/22 of 22. And it's going to happen next time in the next 400 years. And what are the odds of being born on this date? But what are the odds of being born on this date at a certain time? This baby right here was born on 2/22, year 22 at 2:22 a.m. Can I say 2 one more time? Here we go.
Hey guys,
hey.
We're giving out a ton of these DeWalt samples today.
No, you're not.
Just fill out our quick 2-minute survey and we'll ship it.
Now, for every podcast we do, we have a matching video as well. And the way you see this video is go over to prophetradio.com, click on Deacon Live, and you can see this video. And she was born, where was she born? Right here in North Carolina. So for more on the story, let's go to, News 2? Oh, in Charlotte. WCNC.
Time a baby is born, it is a celebration for family and friends. Well, delivery this morning was one with even more meaning.
Baby Judah Grace Spear was born today on Tuesday, 2/22/2022. Get this, at 2:22 this morning. But as I found out, the date and time isn't the only thing that made baby Judah Grace's arrival so special.
I'm exhausted. Yeah, excited, nervous, but mostly exhausted.
After 26 hours of labor.
Jesus.
First-time parents Aberly and Hank Spear welcomed their daughter Judah Grace Spear into the world on 2/22/2022.
Everyone, I heard all the nurses screaming and excitement, and I was like, what just happened? I looked at him, and I was like, what time was she born? He was like, 2:22, and I was like, oh, okay.
Not only was she born at 2:22 in the morning on 2/22/2022, baby Judah Grace arrived in delivery room 2 at Alamance Regional Hospital.
On the second floor.
Her daughter's birthday isn't just numerically special.
Her name means praise. Judah, that's why we picked that name, because I was diagnosed with
Hold it together.
Lymphoma back in 2014, and we were told that we probably couldn't have kids.
The couple says Aberly was diagnosed with cancer just 3 months after they met. The possibility of not having children was a fate husband Hank said he accepted.
You know, eventually every man says they don't want kids, but they do. They do.
Weighing 7 pounds and 10 ounces, the couple says their bundle of joy and the numbers 222 will always serve as a reminder to never lose hope, even when the odds are stacked against you.
All right, well, there you go. She was born 222 with a bunch of twos in there over here in North Carolina. So there you go. Congratulations to the couple with a newborn baby with a very significant date as well. Now, for all you parents out there that have existing kids, and a lot of our existing kids, I was talking about the 12-year-old who wasn't allowed to get on social media and stuff until he was 18 years old, made it all the way 18 years old without a profile or anything like that. There's kids younger than 9 years old that are still playing around with their cell phones. You heard the stories about parents getting these weird orders because kids have hit, buy everything in the cart on Walmart and everything shows up to their house. Now, if your teen child is getting into like the stock trading and stuff, because you can do that because you're basically anonymous. And I say, boss baby, hello, baby, I'm here to trade some stocks. If your teen or adult child made money investing, you'd be surprised of this new thing coming out that's called Kiddie tax. There's a Kiddie tax bill coming out for earnings above $2,200. Can we lose another two, please? According to children under the age of 18, or under the age of 24, if they're full-time students, which means parents with college kids may be affected, you will avoid these levies if the child is invested or individual retirement account or stick with a tax-friendly asset. For your teen or child that has been dabbing in stocks and cryptocurrency to gain some money, there are gains may be triggered a surprise bill called the titty. That's a different tax. This is called what they call the Kiddie tax. An extra levy put on the parents once the child's investment income and capital gains, dividends, and interest exceeds the certain threshold. So to combat the ability of shift brokerage accounts for your kids, it combats the ability to shift brokerage accounts to your kids. So, for example, if you made some money in cryptocurrency and you shift it all to your kids, this Kiddie tax will actually happen, and they're trying to catch you. Previously, higher income parents move assets to the children's account to pay lower taxes on their earnings. However, the IRS has added a Kiddie tax to crack down on this practice. Here's how it works. Let's say your 22-year-old college student made $5,000 from investing. While the first $1,100 is tax-free, the student owes the levies on the next $1,100 at their rate. Beyond that, gains get taxed at their parents' rate. So any profit above $2,200 is subject to a Kiddie tax charge to the parents at their rate. Assumably, the student is full-time and dependent on their own tax returns. In this case, the parents will pay levies up to $2,800, which means that the $5,000 minus the $2,200. So there you go. If you're trying to move some money around your cryptocurrency and stuff and put it on your kids, no, little Timmy made some money. He made about $2,200, but you together all made like $10,000. So you have to pay on your rate, whatever your level of taxes are, for the remainder of here we go with math, $7,800 that you're responsible for. Does that make sense? I got it. I think I got it. Now, one parent right now I know is not going to pay any Kiddie tax. He's probably going to have to pay bail. This man right now is in jail because he got an argument at a McDonald's drive-thru. I know the feeling, man. I was so angry at the girl who bumped me in the arm. I was so angry, but I didn't take it out on her. I just kind of went on about my day. This guy kind of took it out on everyone, and his kids were involved as well. An armed man, angrily about his McDonald's order, told his 4-year-old child to shoot at cops. I know. Here we go. This is where we're at. A father not only pulled out a gun when the McDonald's staffers got his order wrong, Have we gotten there? Is that where we're at now? You got my order wrong. I wanted cheese. I wanted cheese. Is that where we're at? We're just sitting there pulling out guns because we got cheese. We didn't get enough cheese. So the McDonald's staffers asked him to pull forward and we'll fix his order, and they called the cops. He also said, "You messed up my child's Happy Meal order." So they said, yeah, that's fine. Go ahead. We'll fix your order. So Sadat Johnson, 27, in Salt Lake County Jail for felony child abuse, threatening and using dangerous weapons in a fight or a quarrel is what the record's showing. The suspect had a 4-year-old and a 3-year-old child in the backseat of his car and a gun and was totally obviously out of control when he pulled up to the McDonald's drive-thru window on Monday in Midville. Johnson got mad when the restaurant staffers got his order wrong, and then he pulled out a gun because that fixes everything. Let's see if I've got more on this story right here. Oh, of course. We got an ad. And for every podcast we do, we have a matching video as well. And you can see this in real time as we're talking about it here on the show. Just go over to profitradio.com. Make sure you like us on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook as well. So here we go.
The identity of a man who police believe told his 4-year-old child to shoot at officers has been released. He is 27-year-old Sadat Johnson. He's facing a number of charges, including felony child abuse and threatening the use of a dangerous weapon. This after an incident at a McDonald's in Midvale earlier today. ABC4's Lena Takata joining us live from that location where it all happened. She has the very latest details tonight. Lena.
Here we go. Come on, Lena, bring it home.
Glenn, this incident started with a McDonald's order. According to Unified Police, Johnson was ordering food at the drive-thru of this McDonald's and got upset that the employees got his order wrong. When employees asked him to pull forward so that they could fix his order, Johnson brandished a gun and employees called the police. Unified Police Department of Greater Salt Lake responded to the call and upon arrival immediately tried to make contact with Johnson. Knowing he may be armed, police pulled Johnson out of the vehicle.
As soon as he was pulled out of the vehicle and they started to take him into custody, one of the officers noticed a firearm coming out the vehicle.
The officer quickly deflected the barrel of the gun as the weapon was discharged.
Who was holding it?
The awning of the McDonald's building and injuring an officer in the arm. That's when officers made a shocking discovery.
The person that pulled that trigger was 4 years old. Just think the gravity of that.
Police believe Johnson instructed the child to shoot the officers.
A child who thought it was okay to pull a firearm and shoot that firearm at police. I've never seen anything like this in my 28 years in law enforcement.
Sheriff Rosie Rivera says the officers are in disbelief that something like this could happen and believe anti-police sentiments may have contributed to this incident.
This, campaign against police officers just needs to stop. We're here to protect and serve, and this is getting out of hand.
Whoosh.
No other injuries or damage were reported from the shooting. Live in Midvale, Lena Takata, ABC4 News.
There you go. Shoot him! Shoot him! Junior, Dad, shoot him! Oh man, can you imagine that conversation? You imagine what the both children, the 3-year-old and the 3 and 4-year-old, are going to go through. And what age do you start remembering stuff? Those memories right now are probably going to be suppressed. They have no idea. They probably grabbed the child, put him in protective custody, didn't tell him what happened. If don't tell him, I wouldn't tell him, hey, this is what happened. And then it's going to be a movie. The kid finds out that he was shooting at police. His dad got taken away. No, slow motion, roll the film, all that stuff. So, but the parenting, who knows what was going on with the parenting at home? Well, this next story, the parenting at home went just as you expected, just as planned. This is a lesson for all those kids out there. If you want to be something, if you want to achieve something, put your mind to it, and with the proper support and everything, you can do this. This kid right here, Orion Jean, or Jean, I'm not sure how they say it, is Time's Kid of the Year. Now, Time Magazine, they've gotten away because they don't sell subscriptions anymore. They don't, the paperback, the actual hard copy of Time is gone by the dinosaur, Time Man of the Year or Person of the Year or whatever they call it now. They actually reach out and branch out to like Business of the Year, Person of the Year, and this is Time's Kid of the Year. Oop, I gotta do this. Sorry. 15 things going on.
To me, kindness is being able to make someone's day a little bit brighter. Kindness can be as simple as, smiling at someone 6 feet away, of course, or holding the door for someone. It doesn't have to be super big, but it can be, and it can be something very small.
Kindness is a virtue we can all possess if we are willing to. So why not start today?
I got an email from my teacher letting me know about the contest, but the only thing was it was due the next day. So I worked really hard to write my speech and record it, and I didn't know that I was going to be able to win.
With that prize money, the Race to Kindness was born.
The Race to Kindness is a series of events focused on spreading kindness throughout the country and across the world. The goals change each time, and so far I've been able to collect 619 toys, 100,984 meals, and well over 500,000 books for underserved communities.
What a smart little kid!
One thing that I've learned throughout this process is that when people come together for a common cause, great things can happen. And when people see a need and they're provided an opportunity to help, most people will.
I like reading, watching TV, playing video games, watching movies with my brother, playing with my brother and my dog. I'm a big vintage video game fan, so I like...
How can he be vintage? He's 12 years old!
Man, I'm trying to get the hang of Donkey Kong. My parents are definitely my heroes. They show me every day what it means to be a kind leader, and they're the reason I've gotten this far, literally. So, funny story, my mom's middle name is actually Orion, and she was named after the constellation, so I guess it's like a generational thing.
There you go.
Thank you.
So that's the Times Kid of the Year, Orion John or Gene. Orion's Kid of the Year, and he had Operation Kindness, and based on what's needed in that area, whether it be food, whether it be games, whether it be toys, whether it be whatever, he is behind that, and that's his creation, Operation Kindness. And you can check him out. That's Orion Jean or Gene, Jean, for him, and he's Times Kid of the Year. All right, guys, on that note, an inspiration to us all. On that note, guys, I'm going to let you get back to what you got to do. On behalf of all you guys listening to us, downloading us, and doing all the stuff that brings us to you and you to us as well. My name's the Deacon saying good night and good night.
Wait! Come back! This is the end. The absolute end.
Écoute-moi. See you later. Boop, boop. Never happens. Never happens, though. I try to pause this for the thumbnail, but it never happens. I don't know what it is. All right, guys. Thanks. Take care. Good night.